Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. With you, Manena Manotu, and I have been feeling so nostalgic regarding Formula One lately. I've just been digging so deep, and I've started to do much more research on the beginnings of Formula One. That is why today I bring you the story of Nino Farina, the first driver to ever get a victory in Formula One. So guys, this is a topic that I have been wanting to talk about for a really long time, but if I'm honest with you, I always forgot to talk about it. But just going back to the beginning of Formula One, I mean, we all know the category started kind of like a really long time ago, in theory more than a century ago, but it didn't become official until 1950. So 1950, the British Grand Prix at Silverstone was actually the first race to be celebrated. A little fun fact, Formula One is actually British, so it makes sense. And the first driver to ever get a victory was none other than the Italian driver Giuseppe Farina. He was born in Turin, in Italy, in 1906. I know, that sounds like ages ago, because it was. The exact day of his birthday was October 30th. And a few fun facts will be coming along the way. You'll be surprised as to what his first team was in Formula One, who he was paired with. That's quite exciting, because the fact that he beat him, his teammate, the first year, actually shocked me, because in theory, this driver is known to be the best driver of all time. So going back to Nino Farina, as I said, he won the first Grand Prix ever. This was the British Grand Prix in 1950 at the Silverstone circuit. And what's funny is that consequentially, he also won the Switzerland Grand Prix and the Italy Grand Prix. So basically, he won the first 3 races of Formula One. So he started racing in Formula One with his own Maserati until he joined Alfa Romeo. I know, classic team. And he was paired with none other than Juan Manuel Fangio and Luigi Fagioli. So it was 2 Italians and an Argentinian. And as we all know, Juan Manuel Fangio has actually 5 world championships, and he won many, many, many Grand Prix. But what's funny here is that the first Grand Prix was actually won by Nino Farina, for the friends, because his real name was Giuseppe, but we all like to call him Nino, at the Formula One community. And the first World Championship was also won by Nino Farina. So it was a little bit later on when Juan Manuel Fangio actually started winning. Okay, so before he joined Formula One, he was racing, of course, but he had to stop a little bit because of World War II, which was quite tragic, and it took him 8 years to win a race again. He was just starting to become popular, and then World War II hits. I mean, how devastating can that be? He was actually a law student, and he was none other than the nephew of the car designer Battista Farina. That was actually pretty convenient for him, but then again, I feel that Italians are very into cars in Formula One, so it was just kind of a given for him to get that first win in that first World Championship. He actually raced in other categories as well, and he was really close to other Formula One drivers. Such is the case of Mike Hawthorne. This was a driver that used to be in Ferrari for a while. If I'm honest with you, I don't know if Mike was in Ferrari at the time in which they both raced the 24 Hours of Spa. They actually won, and this was in 1953. What is so ironic though, and this is something that I really don't understand, Formula One drivers are so good at driving, but the fact that they die in a car crash, that for me is just, it doesn't make much sense, and it's very, very, very tragic. I know we're all human and everybody can make mistakes, but it was actually in 1966 when he was attending the French Grand Prix. This was in Remy, and well, it was very snowy and slippery, etc., etc. So he was going as a spectator. He wasn't even going to race. So he was a spectator, and he lost control of the car, and he crashed against the telegraph post. So that is how he lost his life at around 59 or 60 years old. And that was the end of Nino Farina, one of the most iconic drivers in Formula One, for having gotten that achievement of getting the first victory ever in the category, as well as the first World Championship. And not only that, I mean, he was also paired with Fangio, and he was really good friends with many other Formula One drivers, and he was extremely talented, having won many other categories. So Giuseppe Farina is clearly one of the most iconic drivers in Formula One. And that is it, my friends. Which driver would you like to hear about next? Do we like this history in Formula One kind of segments? If so, mention it down below. And of course, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And see you next week on another episode of A Girl Talks Formula One.